Be ready to defend your stolen presidency because we have all polling unit results. Labour Party replies APC. We know that this one, it go rob APC for mouth. It go rob them for mouth. Well. They did rigging. They did careless rigging. They did it with impunity, thinking that nothing will happen. INEC chairman was doing things with impunity. Loopholes everywhere. They are not even tied. Technically, they are not even tied. They thought with money they can buy everything. And so they had that confidence that nothing will happen. And they were doing things carelessly without systematic approach. So now they have done it and they thought they have won. But then the game is just starting. Okay? So Labour Party has just told them here that they should be ready to defend their stolen presidency because we have all the original polling results. That is the truth. So let's see. The Obidati Presidential Campaign Organization, which stated this in a statement titled, "We have no common grounds with the APC," on a rigged election on Friday, revealed that it was in possession of evidences across polling units nationwide to show each presidential candidate, Peter Obi, won the election conducted last week, Saturday. The Labour Party has told the All Progressive Congress to get ready to defend the alleged stolen presidential election awarded to its candidate to Bola Tinubu by the compromised chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission. The Obidati Presidential Campaign Organization, which stated this in a statement titled, "We have no common grounds with the APC on a rigged election on Friday," okay, revealed that it was in possession of evidences across polling units nationwide to show its presidential candidate, Peter Obi, won the election conducted last week, Saturday. See? Sahara reporters reported that the Independent National Electoral Commission at the early hours of Wednesday declared Bola Tinubu of the All Progressive Congress winner of the last Saturday's presidential election. And according to INEC official result, the 70-year-old Tinubu came out top in 12 of the Nigerian 36 states and secured significant numbers in several states to claim the highest number of votes to defeat main challengers, Atiku Abubakar of the People Democratic Party and Peter Obi of the Labour Party. Okay. However, after the Labour Party presidential candidate declared that he would challenge the election in court, okay, the APC Presidential Campaign Council said on Thursday that Tinubu will engage Obi if he has concrete evidence that he won the presidential election. Why will he engage Obi? Well, they should go to court and iron it out. The campaign council, in a statement by its director of media and publicity, Bayo Nanoga, titled "We Will Meet Mr. Obi in Court," stated that in an election in which Obi finished third, his allegation of fraud was very strange. Responding to the APC statement, Labour Party campaign said the APC and its candidate Bola Tinubu had remained restless because they had murdered peace. Despite the obvious and well-documented rejection during Saturday's election, the INEC's declaration of Tinubu as president-elect will undoubtedly go down in history as the most bizarre act of electoral fraud, according to the statement. The statement partly read, "Since this unsettling declaration as winner of a carried, supervised by Professor Mahmoud Yakubu and his men, and which has rightly been condemned by millions of Nigerians and also by international observers, the APC and its candidate Bola Tinubu have remained restless because they have murdered peace." Okay, so what may be gleaned by Mr. Onanoga's empty and futile attempt to throw truth on his head is that Mr. Obi was declared third, so he has no standing to contest the result. That many prominent parties and personalities lost their states and contested seats. So therefore, the elections were free and fair, and that Mr. Obi and the Labour Party swept the elections in the Southeast, so it was an indication of fairness. So what we seek simply is that the true results as recorded by Nigerian voters in the polling booth be processed as required by law by instantly transmitting them to the INEC server and thereafter being reflected on the IREV before declaration as they form the primary record of the election for all tabulation, collation, and declaration. The idea of criminally withholding password, inflation, alteration, substitution, manipulation, and fabrication of voting figures and Form EC8A outside this simple process remains an illegality, even where they have been criminally crafted for Labour Party to maintain its deserved lead at any subunit of the election. It is clear that we have little grounds in common with Onanoga or the APC to begin to discuss or compare notes on this election. As far as he is concerned, the fact that Labour Party won in some declared result should forestall a challenge to an election that was overwhelmed by irregularities from top to bottom. This has no basis in reason. We totally reject the narrative that the Obidati ticket did not win the required spread of 25% in enough states, or that we did not win enough votes in the northern states. Okay, it added the evidence is consistent that the same brazen alterations of votes and non-transmission of polling booth results occurred all across the country, including in northern states. There is abundant evidence that the votes were systematically altered and reduced in these states with the particular aim of denying our tickets each duly earned 25% and higher in those states. We advise that APC and its members to get ready to give cogent reasons to the election tribunal how, despite being roundly rejected in many states at the polls by Nigerians, it magically emerged winner in the election through declaration by Professor Mahmoud Yakubu. We have cast iron evidence from polling units across the country to prove that we won overwhelmingly, and we will prove our case beyond any possible doubt. Yeah, that is how it's supposed to be. Okay, so the Labour Party now is ready to defend itself in the court with all the evidences, and I know the evidence will be so overwhelming because all Nigerians are grieved, and all Nigerians that voted took picture of the result right from the polling unit, and I'm sure have all been transmitted to Labour Party leadership. So INEC need to be ready to defend that stolen mandate because they actually stole it. Okay, with all the rigging that was done, with all the irregularity that took place, and they are still saying, another guy is still saying that Labour Party won massively in southeastern states, and that is fair enough. What do you mean by fair enough? What about all the results that were stolen? Some were marked down manually in some states like the southwest, south, and the northern part of Nigeria, even the middle belt. So thank God that Labour Party expected this to happen, and they charged all obedience to keep record of their polling units, and all of that have been put together. And it's not just going to be record of the result summary from each polling unit. It's also going to show irregularity that took place in those polling units. It's also going to show all the electoral violence that took place in those polling units as well, and how APC thugs mad election in so many parts of the country using violence, forcing people to vote APC candidate or never. Just like Kenneth Okonkwo, the spokesperson for Labour Party, said, okay, on Arise TV, we had 3 elections that day: the presidential election, the National House of Assembly elections, comprising of the Senate and the House of Reps. So when they finished election, the Beavers was due to transmit the National House of Assembly elections, both the Senate and House of Rep, and there were no problems. So how come it was time to transmit the presidential election vote from the polling unit, then there's a problem? INEC Mahmoud, they intentionally shut down that server that night from 6 p.m. Almost 6 hours. Okay, was not about 4 p.m. in the afternoon till about 10 p.m. in the night. That was what was recorded. Probably would have been more than that. And that 4 p.m. till 10 p.m. in the night was actually the critical time for transmitting all the results from all the polling units to the INEC server. Quite unfortunate. Mahmoud Yakubu APC, the Buhari-led government, all of them should get ready to prove it, because this is broad daylight robbery, electoral robbery. It is the worst of its kind, that both local and international observers have condemned the election completely. The election fell short of the Electoral Act, of Nigerian Constitution, and all forms of electoral laws in Nigeria. Okay, even INEC guidelines, all of them violated by the INEC chairman himself. Quite unfortunate. So let them get ready to defend that in the court. So thank you for listening, and let's have your comment.